And today's feature is Christian, the one with the counters for everything, and Shogun Ash, the enigma from Ekutik. Let's see how this one plays out.
Go on, Ninja.
We have a Ninjask and Latios lead. An interesting pair. So Ninjask starts out with a sword stance, boosting those attack stats by +2. Whereas the Latios straight out of the gate goes for a Dragon Pulse. And that's going to do massive damage. That should be a one-hit KO. But Ninjask holds on with the Focus Sash there. This is already an interesting start. And Ninjask, of course, boosting its speed as it does. And that prompts the retraction there from the Latios into the Sudowoodo, and Ninjask go for the Leech Life, which would have done massive damage to the Latios. But Christian, of course, always having the answer for everything there and resists that hit there with the Sudowoodo. But it does look like it might be a 2-hit KO here. Ninjask, of course, boosting that speed again. But the Sucker Punch there is going to take out Ninjask there before it can land the second hit.
Okay, Dragapult, your time.
Out comes the Dragapult. Now Dragapult setting up that Dragon Dance there. This should give it enough power to get rid of the Sudowoodo and pretty much anything else that comes along. And the Stone Edge misses, so Dragapult is good there. And the Sucker Punch fails as Dragapult goes for a second Dragon Dance here. This is interesting play. This Dragapult being allowed to set up is going to be a dangerous thing here. And the Sucker Punch goes again. But of course, Dragapult does go for another Dragon Dance, predicting these Sucker Punches. And now at +3 in both attack and speed here. This is looking dangerous. And there's a fourth Dragon Dance, but not another Sucker Punch here. We don't know how many Sucker Punches this has left. But the Stone Edge goes, and this one lands, and that is big damage.
I don't know how I survive a Sucker Punch here.
But it looks like Shogun is going for the Dynamax here. He's got to play around the potential for a Sucker Punch. And Dynamax might be the only way that they can attack and still survive. That Dragapult there getting that slight HP boost there. The Sucker Punch does land, and it is still enough to kill the Dragapult, and that is disastrous for Shogun Ash there. And Christian again showing that they really do have the answer for everything right now.
Okay, Sparkle, your time.
It is
make something happen.
So good for Shogun Ash. Really struggling to find a way through this team, and there's a Sudowoodo being recalled, and out comes the Shuckle against Sparkle, the Clefable. Clefable setting up that cosmic power for the defensive boosts in both physical and special defense, making it a bit more tanky and difficult to deal with than normal. And now here is the workup as well, going for those attack boosts as well, hoping to set itself up nicely for a really powerful stored power attack. And there's another one as Shuckle starts to set things up of its own and goes to the Encore, locking Clefable into those stat boosts, which could be disastrous once they actually are able to be utilized. But it means that for the next few turns, Christian can do whatever they like, set things up, swap out into a more favorable matchup, or maybe even just kill the Clefable before that Encore is up. And there we go, we see the Stealth Ox being set up. We see the switch out into the Center Scorch here. Now, is Center Scorch going to be a problem for Clefable? We shall see. And there we go, Christian now going for their trump card, the Dynamax, and very unlikely to be stopped in their tracks here, as the Encore is still up, meaning they get at least one free Dynamax attack here. And Gigantamax Center Scorch is nothing to be sniffed at here. An absolutely devastating Pokemon, and there is the signature move. Oh, and that is over half damage, as well as we're going to see residual fire damage overturns. And there is another workup as that Encore continues to lock it in. And there's Gmax Centinferno taking out Clefable. And this is looking absolutely horrible for Shogun Ash.
How am I supposed to stop this guy?
The Shogun Ash now sends out Starmie. Starmie of course, an incredible utility Pokemon when used by Shogun Ash. We've seen it used before, and there is that Rapid Spin, which we knew was coming. Boosts its own speed, gets rid of the Stealth Rocks and the Sticky Web on the floor there. But there is the map's Flutterby. There's almost no chance of Starmie surviving this, and there we go, it is out of there. But it did do its job by using that Rapid Spin there, meaning something else can swap in and maybe get the job done here. And here is Kommo. Now Shogun Ash is rapidly running out of Pokemon here, but there is the Gigantamax done. Those 3 turns are done, and the Center Scorch has swapped out, living to fight another day here, as we now see Shuckle back in play. And Kommo going for the Clangorous Soul here, boosting each one of its stats at the cost of 1/3 of its HP. Now, the swap into Shuckle might be advantageous here, because Shuckle is unlikely to be able to one-hit a Kommo. I don't think it has that sort of power here. So that is a free setup turn there, and Kommo now going for a Clanging Scales there, and that is big damage with the Clangorous Soul and the Throat Spray coming into play there for extra super special attack damage there. Now that Shuckle heals with the Citrus Berry and locks it into an Encore, maybe hoping to Encore into a stat booster move, but instead it is yet another Clanging Scales there, and that is a Shuckle out here. But Kommo is lowering its physical defense every time it uses that, and it beats the Lapras down to 1/3 of its HP, if that. And the Lapras went for Blizzard and missed. The Blizzard would have been the kill there, but there we go. There is another Clanging Scales to get rid of the Lapras. Now, of course, Kommo at this point is very much a glass cannon, and here is Latios. Well, Kommo is faster and one hits that with another Clanging Scales in that Encore. And yet another one, and that is another one-hit KO here. This Kommo dropping the reverse sweep on Christian. Now Christian has an answer for everything, but does it have one here now? Here we go, the Sucker Punch is gonna land. Is that anywhere near enough? Not even close. And Kommo with another Clanging Scales here. Is that gonna be enough to get rid? It is. Now Kommo is very, very weak defensively here. Is strong enough to survive a Clanging Scales. Now, is it going to be able to get rid of Center Scorch in one go? It is another massive damage Clanging Scales here. This Kommo is putting in a result for the ages, and what a win for Shogun Ash on the reverse sweep.